Welcome everyone to Maverick Mondays. Mediocrity. You want to be mediocre? Yeah. Create mediocrity. More importantly, hang out with mediocrity in your life. You want to hang out with greatness, you become great. All these things become choices in our life. Do we make a choice to hang out with people that are average, so-so, that are kind of just going through life, or do we hang out with people that are just magnanimous, just amazing human beings that are just looking to get the most out of life every single day? Who are you hanging out with? That's the question that we have in front of us right now. Who are you hanging out with, and do you really make conscious decisions thanks so much, make conscious decisions as to who you're hanging out with and what you're doing? What is it that you're actively involved in choosing who you hang out with? My name is Paul Finck. I'm the Maverick Millionaire. This is Maverick Mondays, and we talk about how to create a difference in our life, how to do things different here. We talk about the unconventional, the just right of center, and creating the magnitude that can really create the life of your dreams. That's what these conversations are all about. That's what Maverick Mondays is. And we're talking about who you're hanging out with, and are you making a choice around it? Does it matter? Does it matter who you're spending your time with? This is really important. Most people don't pay attention to it. They hang out with the people that they work with. They hang out with the people that are in their neighborhood, in their community. They hang out with their next door neighbor. They hang out with basically whoever happens to show up in their universe. They don't make a conscious choice to say, that's what I want in my life. You see, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. It's a simple equation. Now, most people, when they hear this, they think about money. That's right. We talk about, all right, take 5 people you hang out with, the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I would say outside of your immediate family. Who are the 5 people you hang out with the most? And what is their average income for the year? Whatever it is, divide by 5 and add it up, divide by 5, and you're going to get the average of their incomes. And that income level, that average, is going to be within 5-10% of your annual income. That's what they mean by you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. It's a mathematical equation, and most people talk about it in financial terms. Well, what about our joy, our passion, our happiness, our creativity? Are we the average of the people we hang out with the most in creative? Hey, Bridget, Pam, welcome. Keith and Kimberly, thank you so much. Guys, it's a pleasure having you all here. We're talking about who you're hanging out with, and are you making a conscious choice? You see, years ago, I began to look at this equation. I began to feel it. I knew I hung out with people that were, well, like I was. That's how we all start out. We're hanging out with people that we are like currently. Only, is that the equation we should be after? How about this? How about you start hanging out with the people that you want to be like? That's right. Hang out with where you're going and who you want to be rather than who you are. Would that make a difference? What do you think? Absolutely comment below. Comment here continuously, whether you're listening to this live. Thank you so much. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Absolutely listening to it live, or you're listening to it on rebroadcast. Absolutely comment. I watch this all week long. I'll be responding to you and commenting with you. So absolutely put your comments below. Are you choosing who you hang out with? And if not, why not? What's the challenge that you're facing? And when you are, who are you looking to hang out with? Who are you spending your time with? Go ahead and comment below. You see, I made a conscious choice years and years ago I realized, for instance, I was in straight commission sales and sales organizations. And well, as an independent salesperson, for instance, and for many of you as entrepreneurs, you understand, you get really isolated. I know I felt it. I was working out of my home. I was going on the road, seeing some clients of mine, and then coming back and doing my computer work or my paperwork. And it was really an isolated existence. And so you end up getting into these ruts. You wake up, you go do your routine, you come back home, you do your routine, you start all over again the next day. And that routine makes you complacent, makes you just kind of average in your energy level and where you show up, how you show up. Versus, I realize I get around high energy people that night, the next day, even the next week. I'm filled with energy because they fed me new ideas, new information. Maybe they just were so excited about their life, I decided to be more excited about mine. You see, we're the average of the 5 people we hang out with the most in all avenues. Hang out with people that are complaining all the time, that are unhappy with their work, unhappy with their spouse, unhappy with their existence. You'll start one-upping them. Yeah, you think your day was bad, you should hear mine. And all of a sudden, you're complaining more and more and more. They're complaining more, and this negativity is spinning around in your life, all around you. How about this scenario? How about you're just passionate, you're excited, you're happy, and you've got a big smile on your face, and you start hanging out with people that are like that. You start hanging out with people that are excited, that are passionate. They're greeting you with just great enthusiasm. What do? They go, hey, how are you? And you go, I'm all right. You tend to want to go, I'm great too. And you get excited. Even when you don't recognize anything right away to get excited about, you still get excited because it's contagious. Here's proof. Walk down the street, walk in any mall, walk anywhere in your work environment and put a big smile on your face. Will people smile back? In every culture, in every place in the world, the answer is yes. It's contagious. So when we know it's contagious, when we know we can feed off of one another in that way, do you want to be happy, passionate, excited? Do you want to get the most out of life and be living life with this vision of excitement? Then hang out with people that are doing the same thing. And it won't be as much work for you to accomplish. See, that's the real secret of this, is that everything comes easier when it's automatic, where we create systems and processes that feed into it, where it makes it just a part of our life. So when we know we're the average of the 5 people we hang out with the most, start hanging out with the people that you want to become. Start hanging out with the people. Make sure you're hanging out with the people that are just like who you want to be. And watch what happens. Watch what happens in your universe. You begin to be that person more and more and more, so that then from that point forward, you are that person, and then you attract even more people that are just like that. Years ago, I started off with this realization, and then I got started on this journey, and I said, okay, I want to have abundance in my life. I want to have passion, excitement. I want to be well off. I want to have multiple streams of income. I want my business to continue to explode. So I want to find people that are just like that are acting in that way. Well, where do I find them? I started going to networking clubs. I started going to business meetings that were talking about not just how to survive. Oh, the big crash is coming. Watch out. No, I was looking for environments where they were talking about the excitement of the future, where you were in control of your future and you could make a difference. I was hanging out with people that were multimillionaires and billionaires. And as soon as I did, my life shifted and changed so that I became that which I was hanging out with. See, who are you hanging out with? Where are you going? What networking events, what meetings, what clubs, what environment? I've got an event coming up just around the corner in New Jersey. We're going to be there July 13th through the 15th hanging out. It'll just be us. Come hang out with me and you'll be hanging out with millionaires and, well, maybe even a billionaire in the room. We're not quite sure. Absolutely start hanging out with great, successful people. We'll have a room full of high energy people that are all excited to be there. Isn't that what you want? Look for environments just like that. Come hang out with us. Find other environments. They're everywhere when you start looking. See, I talk about, well, you've got to hang out with these people. So one of the biggest challenges people have is, well, it boils down to you've either got to change your friends or change your friends. Yeah, you've got to change your friends or change your friends. What does that mean? You've got to either have your friends shift and change so that they're living in the same space, same energy level, same focus as you, or you've got to find new friends. And I got to tell you, finding new friends is easier than changing the old ones. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your current friends. They're just not serving you. They're not helping you be the person you were meant to be. They're not helping you reach your fullest potential. They're not helping you stretch beyond your limits. See, that's the real goal. Stretch beyond even your imagination. Who could you go and hang out with that is so far beyond where you could even possibly imagine? And that's the person that can propel you to a whole new existence. You want change in your life. You want something new and different. Go and search out for new and different people to hang out with. Hey, Robin, I found a lot of like-minded people in Facebook entrepreneur groups. Absolutely. Like I said, the opportunities are everywhere. You've got to search out. You've got to find them. Most people geographically, they get stuck. Geographically, they start looking at the people that are in their neighborhood, in their community, in their local region. And I got to tell you, when you're looking to be some of the top 10%, and most of you that are watching this are looking to gravitate to a top level status in your industry, in your lifestyle, in what you could accomplish and achieve. And I don't mean that in an elitist point of view. I mean, most of us don't reach our fullest potential. Most of us don't stretch ourselves to where we absolutely could. Most of us never quite reach the place that we were meant to live, internally and externally. Stretch yourself by finding the people throughout the universe that match and vibrate at the level in which you want to vibrate at. Watch what happens. I started hanging out with great people. I started hanging out with like-minded people. More precisely, I started hanging out with people that were, well, a little bit beyond where I was. People that had already established themselves, people that had already created the lifestyle that I was looking to create. And then every step of the way, I kept moving the bar and looking for people that were creating even more and more. High achievers, high thinkers, people that were getting the most out of life. You see, I travel with my family, for instance. It's one of my great things. When I talk about lifestyle, I talk about travel, and travel all around the country and around the world with my wife and with my children, really experiencing different cultures and different people everywhere. It's one of my biggest joys in life. Well, how do I make that happen? I need to bring in more financial well-being as well. So I started focusing on how to create that, how to create not just an existence where it was possible for me to travel whenever I wanted, but also the possibility of bringing in the abundance so I could travel at whim. See, all this started with hanging out with the people that when I was making, $50, $60, $70, $80,000, they were making a multitude of millions. 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 50, 100, 200, 300 million, even some billionaires. And when I started hanging out with people that were playing at that level, I began to realize that it was possible for all of us to play at that level. I started realizing that it was possible for me and for you to actually create even more than we ever imagined. Because I looked at them, they weren't that special. They weren't that more intelligent. They weren't, that much more gregarious. There was nothing majorly special about them other than they dared to dream a bigger game. They dared to talk a different talk, walk a different walk, and experience life fully. Absolutely. I want you all to realize that we can make a difference in our world. We can make a difference in our life. We can make a difference internally just by deciding, choosing. Talking about hanging out with different people, hanging out with the people that can really make a difference in your world. Search for the people that are where you want to be and hang out with them. Comment right here. And I want you to know that I'm here to engage with you. I want to have those conversations with you. So go ahead and comment. We are going to be giving out some more. This is Be a Success Maverick. For all those that comment, we're going to be giving out a free book. This is a free book. This is a multi-author book. It is mine, and I did publish it through my publishing house, which I have, and all of you can take advantage of that opportunity. We'll have that conversation another time. This is Be a Success Maverick, and you absolutely want to do it different. Great inspirational stories in here. So I will give this out every single week until I decide otherwise, or until quantities run out. Every single week to those people that comment below. One new book every week, signed and autographed and shipped out to you, will be going out to you over the next week for those people that comment all week long right here. So go ahead and do that. And I want you to know that I want to know who's your big mentors. Who are your big mentors? Comment below. Who are those people that you want to be hanging out with because they're who you want to become? Go ahead and put those names down here. What are you doing to hang out with people that are experiencing life slightly differently than where you are now? What are you doing to create new engagements, new connections? Go ahead and comment right here. I want you to know that this is a real equation. This isn't just a lot of hoopla and yah. You start hanging out with just amazing people. I started hanging out with millionaires and billionaires. And every step of the way, I started realizing that, well, their throwaway money was what I was making as an annual income. When I started doing the math and realizing what was going on and hanging out with them, and they think differently, they act differently. And the only way I understood what that difference was by spending more time with them, whoever they are for you in your life, for you and where you want to be. So go ahead and start focusing in on that being an equation for you in the future. I look to be that person for as many of you as possible. Any of you that want to, I am here and available for you to really grab hold of and hang out with and spend time with, because I know what it did for me when I was hanging out with my mentors. And I'm looking to be that for more and more people, because my goal is to change the world one person at a time. You are who you hang out with. You're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. You want to be mediocre? Hang out with mediocrity. You want to be great? Hang out with greatness. So this is freaky. I haven't done the 5 people exercise in a long time. This is Bridget. The average of their 5 incomes is almost exactly what I currently am making. However, one of my best friends makes $0 because she is a stay-at-home mom. So it might be skewed just a bit. That said, I love hanging out with successful business owners and entrepreneurs, not because of how much money they make. They think differently, but because those are my peeps and we have incredibly interesting conversations. I learn so much more from them. They just think and they engage life differently. I got to tell you, entrepreneurs, they absolutely do, and especially the high achievers, the high successful ones, we just look to be more passionate and more excited and get the most out of every day. You want to talk about my week? Oh my gosh, it'll take the next several hours for me to summarize what I've done in the last week. Talk to some of the friends I had maybe 20 years ago. It would take us, 5 minutes to summarize what we did for the week. Really is a magnitude of difference. The fascinating and the interesting part of our lives is every single day. Come spend time, come hang out, absolutely pay attention to these equations. Look for different people to hang out with. Who are you spending over the last week? Have you reached out and found new people to spend time with? Have you engaged with new organizations, new networks? Have you met new people? Every single week, you should be focused on meeting new people and engaged in new ways in your environment, in your society, in your community, and all around the world. So thank you so much. This is amazing. You absolutely want to continue to participate. I'm so excited to be here with you and to meet all of you and all the new faces and all the new names that are coming on board through my Maverick Mondays. And we're going to make this so great over the weeks, months, and years to come. So come join me. Our mission is absolutely to help all of you create this abundance in your life by doing it different every single day. This is Maverick Mondays. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. Let's make it great because the journey has just begun. Till next time, everyone.